First, the market will appear really healthy and stable with pretty much everything gaining well. Then you will start to see some coins jump for no reason, whale signs. Like no updates coming, no news, etc. Why would the price go up so suddenly? People get FOMO, fear of missing out, and jump on board. Cryptocurrencies are an ongoing technology and socio-economic experiment. As a result, the blockchain space is booming with new opportunities like being able to invest on platform like CryptoBroker cryptocurrency investment platform, www. CryptoBroker, store where you get double of your invested cryptocurrency after 30 days. With an approximate market cap of $280 billion, rest assured that this industry is here to stay. This new industry is constantly evolving, therefore the earlier you get acquainted with it, the higher your chance are of benefiting from its future development. Word of warning: you should have some basic knowledge of Bitcoin to ensure you're doing the transaction smoothly, safely, and securely. You will see this on all the popular coins like LTC, ETH, though it can be harder to pump this one, NEO, etc. Before the most recent crash, you will see it on all coins like we did. Everyone will start to get FOMO and buy in. Because the market is so healthy. As BTC approaches that mark you suspect it will crash on, you still start to see media stories about it crashing. You will start to see Facebook posts about it crashing to $3,000 before going to $7,000. Streams and streams of hyped up stories. Then it crashes. There will always be crashes. Because it causes fear, which is what is required for this to work. First, altcoins will dump or start dumping. They will usually dump before BTC. This might start on just one or two obscure coins first. It will hit a lot of people's buy orders and limit stops, which means the price barely goes down or recovers completely. Then another dump will occur where there may be less orders and so it goes down. Then a further major dump. This all happens 30 minutes to 2 hours before BTC dumps, sometimes less. Then BTC goes and further dumps are made on altcoins. There will be pauses for an hour or so on the way down. This causes people to think it is over and again FOMO kicks in and they buy in again. Rinse repeat. A week later or maybe a day or two later, after the markets look to be recovering, they start all over again, which is what we saw last night. This dumping could go on for a few hours or a few days. If things start to recover and people gain confidence and there is a week break from dumping, the next big dump will usually be a day or half a day before the previous one to throw people off guard again. It will very unlikely be at a similar time per day. How far will it go? If you look at the LTC graph, it is very obvious. It will dump that far. Look for the whale signs and when they started. It will usually be one big green bar on the 30 minutes or 1 minute graph. This is where it will dump back to. Set your buy back or buy in point to here. Do not buy after you see whale signs. Unfortunately, we don't know when the next dump will be. But it generally follows this pattern. If you suspect BTC might dump at say $5,000, it probably will. Especially if the mainstream media who understand nothing about crypto says it will, because this creates so much fear. It will likely dump just before or when it hits that point. You can generally tell it is going to dump because altcoins are saturated with BTC. Use CoinMarketCap to see everything is green. So it is not likely to moon. In order for BTC to go up, whales will first take profits out of altcoins. On CoinMarketCap, if you change it to BTC instead of USD, you can see how much BTC in altcoins. This is a screenshot of after the crash. If you see red, then it is not saturated. If you see green above 10 to 15%, then it is, and it might be getting ready for a dump. This screenshot somewhere in the middle or slightly low. Secondly, before BTC can go back up, they will milk altcoins at least 2 to 3 more times maybe. So right now we were just hit with the second wave. But it wasn't actually that successful in my opinion. Again, you saw the whale signs and suspected it was coming. The whale buy signs were mostly dumped, which meant another dump in BTC was not so certain. But it happened, and some coins such as NEO and LTC got hit pretty hard because people bought into the whale signs instead of selling them. Other coins didn't get hit so hard. Half of the reason is because everyone was weary after the last dump and not caught off guard. What can you do to protect against this? Firstly, you can use stop-loss orders, so if a coin drops by a certain percent you sell out. This is a really dangerous game because sometimes whales try to hit these on purpose, and use them to their advantage when dumping. But it can secure your profits. Second, if you suspect it is coming and all the signs are pointing in that direction, you can sell when you see whale signs. Others choose just to hold and ignore it, because in general it will recover. And as long as you initially bought in before whale signs and not after your initial investment should be safe from whales. Buying after a massive crash is the perfect time to get out in front of whales. Alternatively, you can convert BTC alts to fiat or USDT and buy back in when it dumps. My favorite thing to do is nothing. I generally bought in really low before whale signs and I am long-term hold. It is stress-free. But if you want to take some profits and play the game, you can come out in a much better position. Recently there are no tools or analytical measurements can see signs for Bitcoin fluctuating values. But some economic phenomenon can be seen as an indirect factors bring to movement of value. I said this in indirect values since there are a lot of direct factors affecting the economy and financial market. Indirect factors that might bring the value is some strong currency fluctuation. The investor always looked for strong currencies interest rates such as US dollar, euro, yen, pound sterling and Chinese yuan fluctuation and take decision where they are flowing the money capital market New York, Hong Kong, Tokyo, London or to the crypt such as Bitcoin. We are part of global financial market. Bitcoin is part of it. The basic rule of human investment, wherever, whenever, they look for the place of safety and most profit. This is a technology. Charts are just the adoption curves being plotted. If it decreases, you can guarantee there will also be an increase, as adoption drives volume. This is why we see large bursts. The crypto market makes massive gains a handful of days, and the rest of the time goes sideways or down. That's because it is not just a security-like asset, it is an actual technology on the verge of being adopted.